All parents have arguments once in a while, and thankfully there's enough plasticity built into human development that we don't really worry about occasional low-level stressors. And in fact, there is something to say for the benefits of having some stressors and challenges, even in the life of a young infant, because they learn from that. They learn how to cope with the world. The world is full of adversity, and all of our lives periodically experience some kind of manageable stressor. So exposures to those kind of stressors is actually good. The toxic stressors are those that are more severe and that go on for longer periods of time, have more chronicity, and those are the ones that we worry about. The experiences that we think of as toxic stress can surely be things that we regard as natural disasters. The earthquake in Japan, tornadoes in the southeast of the United States. These are all naturally occurring major catastrophic events that affect the lives of children in the same way that they affect the lives of adults. But there are also toxic stressors that are mundane and more ubiquitous, and these are the stressors that have to do with persistent poverty, for example, financial stress that grinds on and on in the lives of young families, marital conflict that is relentless, bullying in school, conflictive relationships with other children. These are the kinds of stressors that are not only intense but go on and on and on that we think of as having more toxicity. Some of what we regard as toxic stress is unavoidable, and there are children who, by chance or circumstance, do sustain a major stressor. And at that point, it is important for parents to know something about the kinds of things that they can do to protect that child. And the answer to that really begins with the importance of relationships, of supportive, protective relationships. So being sure that during a time of major stress that the child is surrounded by people who love him or her, who have a history in their family, people who are known to the child as part of their support. Part of their nurturing world is certainly one thing that parents can do to ensure that those relationships are there and present and visible to the child. Other things that may be important during periods of undue or toxic stress is maintaining the predictability of life, maintaining routines, having things that happen on a day-to-day basis that are predictable, expectable, that are the known aspects of life. Almost as a kind of representation that life is going to go on despite the experience of stress that the child has just sustained. Certainly loss and sadness and events that are tragic are as much a part of life as any other. One of the things that a young child is learning from their parents and from other children, is how to cope with, how to deal with those kinds of events. And they learn by watching their parents, they learn by interacting with their parents. Even pre-verbal children can watch and attend to parents' response to something that is sad or tragic and begin to build their capacity, their repertoire of coping mechanisms for dealing with those kinds of events by simply watching and learning from the way that their parents deal with those kinds of events.